Max Verstappen is not just a Formula One world champion. He's also a master in the world of racing simulators, showing that excellence in driving goes far beyond the real tracks. Imagine the skill required to master both worlds, where the physical and the virtual meet and where every detail, every curve and every adjustment makes all the difference. Max uses the simulator not just as a pastime but as a strategic tool to hone his skills, adapt to new challenges and of course win. This is the secret that few understand. True mastery lies in the ability to transition between the real and the virtual with the same precision and focus. Want to find out how he does it and what you can learn from his techniques? Stay with us and dive into this fascinating universe where technology and talent meet. Max Verstappen's dual expertise. Max Verstappen is not just a well-known name in the Formula One world, he's a true gearhead who excels on two fronts. As an F1 world champion, he has already proven his skill and determination on the real tracks, tackling curves at dizzying speeds and dealing with the pressure of every race. But what many don't know is that Max is also one of the best racing simulation drivers in the world. This combination of excellence in both the real and virtual worlds is not common. He demonstrates a rare ability to transition between the adrenaline of a real race and the technical precision needed to stand out in the world of simulators. It's as if he's constantly fine-tuning his skills, using one world to improve the other. What makes Verstappen such a unique driver? It's his meticulous approach. In the world of simulators, he applies the same tenacity that drives him to overtake opponents at the last second in a Grand Prix. He's a gearhead to the core, someone who understands every nuance of the car he's driving, whether real or virtual. He knows exactly how to tweak his equipment to maximize performance, something that also translates to racing simulators. This dual expertise means he doesn't just compete, he learns, adjusts, and optimizes every aspect of his driving. For anyone trying to improve in any field, Max's example is clear. Study all angles, practice tirelessly, and constantly adapt. It is this versatility that makes Verstappen an icon for aspiring drivers and racing enthusiasts. Imagine training for a real race from the comfort of your home, using a simulator to understand every curve and every change in terrain. This is Max's reality, where he sees the simulator not just as a game but as an essential learning tool. And here comes the real lesson. Whatever your field, there is always a way to use technological tools to improve your skills. With this constant adaptation, he shows us that the next step is to understand how his unique racing simulation techniques stand out on challenging circuits. What does he do differently from others? Unique sim racing technique. Max Verstappen is not just any racing simulation driver, he's a gearhead who has developed a unique technique that sets him apart from the rest. His approach to simulators is marked by almost surgical precision and a deep understanding of car behavior. Unlike many drivers who focus only on speed, Max pays special attention to how the car responds to every command, every curve. He studies the track like a chess player studies the board, anticipating moves and adjusting his technique to ensure maximum efficiency in every section of the track. This is what makes him particularly effective on challenging circuits like Bathurst, where every corner is a test of patience and skill. And why does this technique work so well for him? Instead of relying solely on quick reactions and reflexes, Verstappen focuses on the fluidity of his movements. He understands that a car in a simulator, just like in real life, responds better to smooth and calculated commands. It's a dance between machine and driver, where the goal is to maintain perfect balance in every turn, acceleration, and braking. For any gearhead or simulation enthusiast, this is a valuable lesson. Understand the machine's nuances, know its limits, and operate within them with almost scientific precision. It's not just about speed but absolute control. Max exemplifies this on the Bathurst circuit, where the combination of steep climbs and sharp descents tests even the most experienced drivers. He adapts his simulation technique to approach each curve with an almost supernatural anticipation, adjusting his trajectory to avoid mistakes that could cost precious seconds. This meticulous approach is what sets him apart and opens a new chapter for those who wish to explore the transition between the real and the virtual. How does he manage to adapt these techniques so perfectly from one world to another? The answer lies in his ability to adjust to the fundamental differences between the simulator and real racing. Dominance in virtual Le Mans. Max Verstappen has also demonstrated his mastery in the virtual world, especially during the prestigious virtual Le Mans race. Competitions like this are not just a pastime for him. They are a battlefield where he faces the best drivers in both esports and real racing. His performance at Le Mans highlighted not only his technical skill but also his adaptability and endurance. Imagine competing for hours, facing unexpected challenges and maintaining absolute focus. This is the environment where Max, a true gearhead, thrives. His experience in real racing gives him a distinct advantage, allowing him to anticipate opponents' moves and react with precision. What makes Verstappen's participation in events like the virtual Le Mans even more impressive is his ability to overcome adversity and stay calm under extreme pressure. In the world of virtual racing, technical failures can be as decisive as human errors, but Max demonstrates a rare balance between speed and strategy. He knows when to attack, when to defend, and most importantly, when to stay steady, conserving energy for the right moment to strike. For those wondering how to apply this mindset in their own lives, the lesson is clear. Balancing aggression and patience is the key to overcoming long-term challenges, whether on a virtual track or any personal project. The virtual Le Mans race also showed how Max Verstappen manages to connect with both the real and digital worlds, using his experience to create synergy between the two. He knows that the key to success is constant adaptation, continuous learning, and practical application of these lessons. Thus, while many see the simulator as a game, Max sees it as an extension of his real training. This leads us to explore the intriguing differences between the techniques used in real racing and simulation and how he navigates this hybrid space with such mastery. Adaptation strategy. Max Verstappen is not content with just what the game offers. He goes beyond, adjusting even the smallest details to improve his performance in simulators. A brilliant example of this adaptation is how he manipulates the game's audio settings. While many focus only on graphics, Max realized that sound is a crucial tool for feeling the car's behavior. By adjusting the audio to amplify the sound of the tires, he gets more detailed feedback on the car's grip and corners. This strategy may seem small, but it is exactly this kind of attention to detail that makes him an elite driver in both the virtual and real worlds. For racing enthusiasts who want to follow in Verstappen's footsteps, this is a valuable lesson. Adjusting the simulator to provide as much information as possible can make a big difference. Instead of relying only on visuals, learning to listen to the car can be the key to improving your skills. A true gearhead should use all available resources to understand the car's behavior and adjust their technique in real time. This adaptation strategy is what separates a good driver from an excellent one. So if you want to improve your performance, start by adjusting the audio of your simulator and train to understand every sound. This approach to adaptation shows Verstappen's ability to always seek new ways to enhance his performance, even in different environments. He understands that racing is not just about speed but also about strategy and adaptation. And this is just the beginning. Max is also known for his aggressive yet calculated style in both the simulator and real track. How does he manage to maintain this balance between aggression and precision without crossing the limits? Aggressive yet calculated style. Max Verstappen is famous for his aggressive racing style in both the real and virtual worlds. However, his approach is not just about pushing the car to the limit. It's a careful mix of aggression and calculation. He knows exactly when to be bold and when to hold back, always balancing risk with reward. This style often sets him apart from his competitors. In the simulator, he applies the same strategy, anticipating his opponent's moves and using his deep knowledge of the track to gain an advantage. It's like a high-speed chess game where every move is carefully thought out. For any gearhead looking to improve their skills, Verstappen's example is clear. Being aggressive doesn't mean being reckless. It's about understanding the right moment to attack and the right moment to defend. A practical example of applying this philosophy is practicing reading your opponents. Like Max, you can observe competitors' behavior patterns and use this information to plan your overtakes. In racing simulators, this can be trained repeatedly, adjusting your strategy until you find the perfect balance between speed and control. And this approach is not limited to simulators. Max takes this mindset into real racing as well, showing impressive ability to switch between different driving styles depending on the context. He knows that the key to being an excellent driver is versatility, and his aggressive yet calculated style is the personification of that. This ability to transition between different racing styles leads us to an interesting point. How does he manage to translate these skills between the real and virtual worlds while maintaining his excellence in both? The answer lies in his ability to adapt and constantly learn, transitioning skills between real and sim. Max Verstappen has a rare and enviable ability. He can smoothly and effectively transfer his skills between the real racing world and the virtual simulator world. For him, each environment offers a unique opportunity for learning and improvement. He doesn't see the simulator just as training or a game. He uses it as a tool to refine his driving techniques and better understand car dynamics. In the real world, Verstappen's experience on the tracks is invaluable, but he uses the simulator to experiment with new strategies and adjust his technique without the physical risk involved. A true gearhead who uses every resource at his disposal. For any racing enthusiast, this transition of skills is an important lesson. If you're trying to improve your driving skills, consider investing time in both real and virtual practice. Use the simulator to familiarize yourself with different types of cars and tracks, experimenting with techniques without fear of mistakes. Verstappen exemplifies this with his ability to switch between different types of vehicles, showing that practice in a safe environment can translate into confidence and skill in the real world. Adaptability is the key, and Max demonstrates this with mastery by applying his simulator-acquired skills directly to real tracks. What makes Max even more impressive is his ability to adapt quickly, regardless of the car he's driving. He understands that each vehicle has its own behavior and requires specific adjustments to his driving technique. This adjustment ability is what sets him apart and allows him to be competitive in both worlds. So, while he continues to dominate both in the simulator and on the track, the next step is to understand how he translates his skills so effectively between different types of races and cars. Is there a secret, or is it simply a matter of constant practice? After exploring how Max Verstappen combines his mastery in both the real and virtual worlds, it is clear that he is redefining what it means to be an elite driver. He shows us that to be a true gearhead, it takes more than just natural talent. It requires a commitment to continuous learning and constant adaptation. And then comes the question, what are you doing to improve and excel in your passion? Max uses every tool at his disposal, from the simulator to the real track, to be better every day. Are you taking every opportunity to learn and grow? The path to excellence is long, but it is on the most challenging curves that we find the greatest lessons. So how about applying some of Max's strategies to your own life? Whether it's adjusting your driving techniques in the simulator or finding new ways to adapt to challenges in your daily life, the key is to never stop evolving. And remember, every little improvement brings you one step closer to perfection. Did you enjoy this content? Subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to continue learning about the world of racing and the strategies that make the difference between being good and being exceptional. Let's go together on this journey to the top.